Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. So in today's session we'll discuss about one more concept in generative AI, that is introduction to LLM, large language models. So in our previous session we have seen a lot of things in generative AI. Now we're going to start the introduction to LLM. So LLM, so which stands for large language model, right? So in today's session we'll see what exactly means this large language models, because nowadays you may be listening about this term frequently, that is LLMs, right? So this large language model is a AI system. This is also AI system, and we'll also call it as a AI model, so which will generate the text or code or image, etc. So based upon the user input. So based upon the user input, this LLM will be generating some sort of content. So usually we will be calling it as a content. So based upon the input given, so it will generate the content. Okay. So example for this LLMs is, we are using ChatGPT, Google Gemini, okay, etc., etc., Perplexity. So a lot of AI models nowadays we have seen. So all comes under the examples for this large language models. So how it will be implementing, or how it will be using? So this LLM will be using the deep learning techniques in order to produce the content. And this particularly deep learning techniques, this use the transformer model. So we have seen different types of AI models or different types of GPTs. In that we have seen this transformer model. So it will take the input from the user, and based upon the input it will generate the output. So this LLMs will be using the deep learning techniques, that too particularly the transformer model. Okay. Now what this large means, so we know that language model. Okay, so language model, it will be a multilingual, so it's a language model. And what is this large means? So here the large means, see, this is an LLM, right? And this large means, one is large data set, so one model will be trained with a huge data set, okay, massive data set with billions or trillions of data. Okay, so it will be trained with the help of books, articles, okay, questionnaires, etc., etc., but it will be in a massive data set. So there's a large. The second important point which represents this large means, each model will be having different parameters. So that we have seen in our previous session, right, in the fine tuning concept. So different parameters will be there. So these LLMs will be having a very large number of parameters, okay, trillion or billion parameters. So if there are more number of parameters and more data is to be trained, automatically the quality of the output will be very accurate. So the second point is large number of parameters. Each model will be having large number of parameters. So more large data set and large number of parameters both will give the accurate result. Okay, so finally we need to get the optimal result, accurate result, what we require. So that will be getting with the help of large data set, training with a large data set, as well as having the large number of parameters, right? Now, so how it works, how this LLM works, right? So how it works. So first step, okay. So data set will be trained, large data with the model will be trained with a large data. Okay. So input is a text. So large number of text will be given as a input in the during the training phase. And the second one, it will learn the patterns of the text. It learns the patterns of the text. Whatever the text we are giving, it learns the patterns, how it was formed. And the third step, it will predict the next one. Predict next word. Okay, based upon the patterns it was learning, so it will predict the next word. So it will repeat multiple times. It will repeat multiple times. Okay, so this is how that LLM works with. Okay, LLM works. So large number of text, so that will be converted into numbers. We can also call it as a tokens. So first the tokens will be there, and based upon the tokens it will analyze the patterns, and after analyzing the pattern then it will predict the next word, the coming word. Okay. This is how the LLM will be worked. Now, what are the real life examples? So where these LLMs will be used? So we know where it was being used. Okay, so real life applications where we can use these LLMs. The first one, education. Nowadays, majority of the students were using these LLMs in order to get the content, in order to get the material, in order to get the answers for the questions, right? So majority of the students were using this LLMs. ChatGPT, best example is a ChatGPT. Okay, and also many of the students were using uh, for presentations even. Okay, in order to get the presentations also. And the second real life example, uh, working professions, working environment. We can say it as a working environment. So during the working environment, uh, these LLMs are being used to write the emails or prepare the presentations. Okay. So for everything we'll be using these LLMs. So majorly in order to write the emails, okay, or a messages, a formal messages, a formal emails. So for that also we can use these LLMs. And then software development. Excuse me. Software development. So majority of the software employees were also using these LLMs in order to write the code. So majority of the people were using the Copilot, okay, Copilot LLM in order to write the code. So almost 60 to 70% of the code will be given by that LLM. So just we can make use of that one, and we can reduce our work. Okay, so software development, healthcare. So in order to analyze the medical reports, okay, in order to analyze the medical reports, so for that also we are using this LLMs. Daily life, daily life. So nowadays if you are searching for any sort of website, we'll be seeing the chatbots. Okay, so if you go, if you even if you open a banking website, one chatbot will be given, right? So that is an AI assistant. So whatever the questions you are having, that particular chatbot will be answering for your questions. So that is nothing but this LLM. That will be based upon this LLM. Okay, so these are few real life applications where that LLMs will be used. Okay, so all of you know about these LLMs, that is Gemini AI or Perplexity or ChatGPT, but we don't know that those itself or themselves will be calling it as a large language models. Large language models. Okay, and obviously there are some limitations. So one limitation is not always correct. So whatever the content we are getting from the LLM is not always correct, because that LLM will be trained with some data set. If the data in the data set is wrong, automatically it will also be giving the incorrect information. So not always correct. Okay, not always correct, and even not accurate sometimes. Not accurate sometimes. Okay, so there are a few limitations, and in future we need to get the LLMs with, avoiding these limitations, overcoming these limitations. So the large model which gives an accurate results, and always it gives the correct. Okay, so this is all about the complete introduction to large language models. Now you might be knowing what exactly the LLM and how it works and where we are using these LLMs. Okay, and what are the limitations of the large language models. And it uses the deep learning techniques, particularly the transformer model, right? Yes. So I'll stop here, and if you are having any queries regarding this one, feel free to post your doubts in the comment section. Definitely I'll try to clarify all your doubts. And if you really enjoyed the session, like my session, share my session with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.